Hello. Hi, everyone. How is everybody doing? Of course, can you hear me? I hope everybody is having a good Tuesday evening. I just wanted to come on and is it Tuesday? Yes, it is. Oh my goodness. That's the kind of week it has been. I wanted to come on, chit chat. It's been a little while. I have some stuff for us to look at, but it's just going to be pretty casual, pretty chill, that kind of thing. So I did go out on the hunt for one of those little DC compact books. So I wanted to actually get my hands on one. That's a notification from my phone that I'm live, and that pretty much never happens. Very strange. The connection is a little bit on the edge tonight. So let me know. I was at the start, I thought it was because I was also exporting at the same time, trying to be a hero, but that was not working out. But it just appears to be a thing. So we'll see how we go. So yes, I went out. I could have ordered it, but I wanted to actually see what it looked like on a shelf. And it's good to have excuses to get out there and do things, even though it would have been easier to just order it. So this is one of those DC compact books where the marketing, I don't know how the marketing has been for all of you, but last stream that Amanda and I did together, we were just discovering this for the first time. And then we looked and people let us know that they were out. And then I looked and it was like, there were videos about them. Like, oh, I didn't hear about it. But here we are. So I went out into the world. There are currently 10 time of live streaming, live. So the 10 that they have currently, I guess I will just share the tab and add it to the stage. So these are the 10 that are allegedly out there. And well, not allegedly, I mean, they are, but I mean, depending upon what store you go to. I like to go to bookstores. I'm just a bookstore type of person. Um, and so I went looking, and mine did not have all of these. Mine only had a couple. So mine had Watchmen. It had a lot of Watchmen. So I'm not surprised that Watchmen is the one that seems to be selling the best, not just because Watchmen always tends to sell the best, but because it was out there. It was the only one facing forward. No Penguin Random House, stop. It was the only one facing forward on the shelf of the ones that they had there, which were Watchmen, Wonder Woman Earth One, All Star Superman, and Far Sector, which were those ones. And it also, this one got a premium spot on a table, like it was a Colleen Hoover TikTok book or something. So, of the ones I could find, I picked up Superman because I also wanted to get one that I didn't already currently have a copy of. And All Star Superman, it turns out, had gone AWOL. I guess it's hanging out with Dark Victory somewhere, which is very sad. Very saddened by that because I like both of them. And now I have it in this smaller form. So I took pictures like a weirdo in the store. Are they all out yet? Am I doing that thing again where I just assume that things are out and about when they're not? Not all of them are out yet. Okay, that makes sense. Some of them are coming later. But even so, some of the organization was not the best. So maybe these are all the ones that are out there, but there was one I didn't upload the picture of it to the back end, but Watchmen, I'm not Watchmen. Wonder Woman was in the Batman section. I was like, "What are you doing here, Wonder Woman? Go over to your section." And All Star Superman was not next to Big All Star Superman, but in a completely different section. So anyway, I was in the store and I took some size comparison photos. Like I'm sure I looked very strange. Thankfully it was in the back, but I'll add it to the stage. There we go. Now you know I have a Galaxy 22 phone. The secret's out. So, and then I took a nicer one where I just put them closer beside each other so you can see the scale of them, what you're dealing with. It's not too much smaller, honestly. The one big difference is the paper quality, which I also took a picture of. Ooh la la. As you can see, it's a little flatter and a little less glossy, but it's entirely legible and it still looks nice. The colors are still nice and bright and vibrant. I think that these are a good idea. I like them a lot, and when you saw them on the shelf next to each other, they looked really nice. They made the section look a lot more organized. They're way closer to the manga size and also the size that they're reprinting the on like the digital ones that they have, like the Wayne Family Adventures. So if they could get the sections closer together, I think like if they were right next to the manga and if they had more of them facing forward, I think this is a great idea because this is a size that a lot of people are really used to now and really comfortable with, and they were uniform. And I know it's rich coming from someone with a shelf like mine, but it's nice. I do think it's a nice entry point to be able to get some of these things for. This was 1018 USD, and then Canadian pricing. I don't want to scare you. Archer 2010, thank you very much. So what's special about these compact editions anyways, especially compared to the absolute editions DC is doing anyway? Accessibility. I would say accessibility because these are definitely a bit more disposable because they are more in that manga format. They're a bit smaller. I wouldn't say they're a bit flimsier, although that's not really fair because they do just feel like a manga. I think they're just trying to compete with something that's already an incredibly popular format and get them out there for kids or younger people who just might be more familiar with that, especially some of the ones they're choosing. Like this one, especially, makes a lot of sense. They've done a whole collection of Superman things, like James Gunn was out there promoting Superman books to read and the like. So I actually think this is a really smart idea. And it's the kind of thing where if you still want the bigger, more collectible or hardbound, which for some things you definitely like, I definitely will, but it's nice to have the option, I think. Back in the day, oh my goodness, when I first started, they used to do these big ones with like the showcases that were black and white, and they were nice entry points. Like these ones are clearly meant to be read. They're not in the same collectible type vein as like the big hardbounds. This one says read me, the other one says collect me, and maybe also read me. But I would say that's the biggest difference. And I think appealing to people who just want to read it is a really good thing as well, because there's a lot of focus sometimes on like speculators and variants and all those things. So I don't know. I like it. I'm happy with it. I mean, it's a quick, cheap, nice way to experience the story. Of course, I opened to a page with Jimmy on it. It's inevitable. That I do hate. I agree with that. The King of New York says, I hate how the spines get creased though when you open it up too long. You got to get a nice bookmark, got to keep it closed, got to keep it flat. Again, it's this one you read, and then I guess maybe the hope is if you really like it, you'll go and you'll get it again, bigger, stronger, glossier. But as an entry point, I think it's nice. Yeah, Oliver Agag is saying it's just practical. You can put it in a small bag and bring it wherever. It is more portable. It definitely is. As someone who used to read the big ones on the bus, it's definitely easier to carry and you're not going to hurt it as much. I see some people calling them pocket size, and again that manga size. It was exactly the same. It's bigger than some of them. It was the same size as some of the others because then I went and I browsed the manga section because I was looking for Homunculus, the first edition. I did not find it. They had the second and the third. I was like, no, I need one. Of course you don't have one. Chemdog is saying, bring it to the beach. I did not see the new Crow movie, Nightwing. I don't get to go out to see the movies fresh when they come out anymore, but I haven't heard the best things. We'll see if I eventually get out to it. What's been your favorite books this week? A. Hancock is asking. Well, new comic day is tomorrow, so I'm of course eagerly awaiting the Gotham City Sirens finale. It's, we're in it deep, but I couldn't find the punchline like style wig this morning. Some of you thought that was actually like legit themed for punchline. It just reminds me of her. It comes in different colors, but it really reminded me of her, and I couldn't find it. And that made me feel sad. We need to have it for the last issue. Doug, thank you very much. In case you missed it, Little John performed the Superman Symphony at the DNC. Oh, Little John. Now I'm gonna have all of his yelling in my head for the rest of the stream. If you've ever heard the There I Ruined It version of Get Low where they mix it with swing music, that one is a lot of fun. No Faraway Gaming is saying, so no punchline ponytail, it will be found. I'm gonna find it. It needs to be there. And also, since it's wrapping up, I can put the final touches on the White Rabbit video because I wanted to see where they were going with the powers and all of that before I finished it up, because they do seem to be switching some things around. And White Rabbit is a surprisingly opaque character. There is so many gaps left to be filled with White Rabbit, this version of her, because there are a couple, and I've seen also some people confuse the older versions with this one, but there are several. And then, of course, there's Marvels. So that's going to be a fun one to do. I'm very much looking forward to that. I saw I had a question at the start of this. I'm not sure if I can still go get to it. Yes, it was from Count Orlock, who was asking if I was going to do any lists for October, and I was thinking of it. Would you be interested if in doing some like horror books to read? I find that in the spooky season, I do tend to try and look, for those kind of things. So it might be fun. Just create the content that we're looking for. I also think the end of this month, I'm going to try and do like a recommended or a what I read style video. I'm just not sure how to frame it because a lot of the things I read, I don't have strong opinions on. I feel like it might come across as salty to be like, and then I read this next sentence, but I think it would be fun because I also want to hear what all of you are reading. The infamous Mike Manhattan is asking, are you still reading Ghost Machine comics? Yes, I am. I still am. I'm all caught up. I'm caught up. Yes, I'm excited for Hyde Street. I'm looking forward to that one a lot. There's a couple that are coming out, and the more family-oriented ones are coming out soon as well. Image solicits were up because I took a look at all of the solicits that were out there. I have Marvels here with me, actually. I'm seeing if my voice will hold out enough to be able to read it because I think I might be getting sick. I can't tell. I also got sent a Kickstarter to take a look at, and it intrigued me. So I wanted to share it with all of you because I've been missing a lot of Kickstarters that I was actually interested in lately, and it's been very, very sad. I'm not over missing the Farscape one. And then I went to the page and saw that there was a link to maybe pre-order it, and I clicked it, but it was closed, and I was so sad. Eventually, I'll get there. I will get there. The only thing with list videos is then at the end of it, there's always things that get left off. And then there can be the like, this should have been there, that should have been there. And it can or cannot be fun. It depends upon the tone. Alice, thank you very much. What comics that don't have a compact edition would you like to see? Personally, I'd be interested in Tom King's Mr. Miracle. I would love it if they did New Frontier. I think New Frontier would make a nice compact book. I'm trying to think of what ones would like nice, short, compressed storylines. Long Halloween, I think you could compact as well. I'm trying to also branch out from Batman because it's so easy to compact those storylines. We need other ones. Other people need to have their due. I think for some of them, though, you might need to curate some new storylines because lots of the ones that have now become big were originally released just as individual issues. So it might be interesting, to go through some more of the New 52 and the like and see what could be compressed because they did Court of Owls, and I think there's more that you could find there that people would be interested in. There's been a bit of a resurgence online of people being interested in or coming out and saying that they enjoyed the New 52. So I think that would be fun. What about the first few issues of Super Sons? Maybe the first arc of that would be nice to compact. So people are saying the Golden Age, Trial of the JSA. Oh, James Perez is saying compacting the Batgirl runs. They're re-releasing Steps, which is nice. It's been a while. Zatanna also got a re-release as well, the Paul Dini series. Ben Chan is saying compress the webcomics. They are actually releasing the webcomics. When I was there, they had 2 through 5 of the Wayne family adventures, but sadly, that's the one that seems to have been consistently collected. Other things, they seem to have stopped. There was only one Zatanna and Ripper. There was only one volume for Vixen. There was Red Hood. But again, they have more issues than that to fit into volumes. I saw also even Archie only had one volume, and that has way more. And they fit nicely. If they'd had one, I would have picked it up as well. But also, I've seen one online at the online thrift markets for about $3. And I'm like, I need that $3. Online thrifting is where it's at for books. Got to get that, reduced overstock pricing. There's a 5. Yeah, there's a 5. They just keep releasing those. Sphere Closet. There's a lot of them. Lord Monk is asking, where is Alvin? I don't know. Alvin's doing his own thing tonight. He'll probably come join if I start to read Solicits. Whenever I have to do something that requires concentration, Alvin senses it with his special cat senses and then comes all the way up to be loud. But I know you all don't mind that so much. So if he comes, I think it would be a good night to let him in. So what has everybody been watching? I'm a bit behind. I finally caught up on Caped Crusader. For those who follow the shorts I post, you probably noticed that because I feel like it's very fun to make shorts on the Caped Crusader. And I'm finishing off Isekai so we can do a roundup video. I've gotten a few comments of people asking, what happened? Did you forget? I'm like, no, I didn't forget. I got waylaid. I got busy. Speaking of spooky season, I have some fun collabs coming up for that. And some things you have to really plan far in advance. So I've got some collabs coming out for October, some more interviews that I'm excited about. One that I'm dropping tomorrow. So that's going to be a lot of fun. I'm really excited for you to see it. Actually, I hope you like it. I'm seeing what all of you are watching. Oh, someone's watching. Yolula is watching Daredevil for the first time. The Kite Man show. I still have not taken a look at the Kite Man show. Let me see. Planning to check out Ninja Batman 2. Am I planning to check it out? Yeah, I will. I'm here for Ninja Batman. Why not? It'll be, hopefully, at the very least, a fun time. Joshua Taylor is saying, can you do Astro City again? I'd like to. A Lover's Quarrel is always the one that calls to me when I think of doing it again. That or Tarnished Angel would be a fun one to take a look at. Ooh, or something with Jack in the Box. It would be fun to revisit Astro City. I want to talk more about the indies. It's been very DC centric for a little bit, which I just fall down those rabbit holes so easily. But it would be fun to check out. There's a lot of really interesting things happening in the indie space and a couple of titles coming out that I'm really excited for, just really enjoying in general, like maybe even just doing like a Rook Exodus catch up, a Geiger catch up. Funnily enough, I've talked about the other titles that have spun out of or elsewhere in the line, but not Geiger itself. And Geiger is having like a whole bunch of stuff going on right now. Spherical Logic is asking, will you be keeping up with the Witchblade relaunch? I have been. I have been keeping up with it. I still want to do the then versus now video. I have the skeleton of it outlined, the framework for what the categories and criteria will be. As with anything, it's just thing about getting to it, finding the time to get to it. There are so many comics out there, and there's just so much to talk about. I always have a plethora of ideas and things that I want to talk about. It's really a good thing that I don't have a team and people on those channels that post 3 videos a day or something, and that would be too much. William Tesh is asking, are you reading the X-Men books relaunch? Some of them, not all of them, some of them. I'm still figuring out what to even say about X Factor. All right, let me pull up what I wanted to over here. Share this tab instead. For some reason, it won't let me scroll. But I wanted to show it to you because, and you'll see why I have a soft spot for this. And I mean, I have something that I might actually try and play the video. That's why I have headphones for like the first time ever when I'm not talking to another person. Oh my goodness. So let me pull it up. Ooh, so this is Mounties versus Werewolves. There's been a lot of werewolf content happening behind the scenes. I was like, ooh, it's serendipitous. Even more werewolves. But this one is by Larry Hama and Guy Dorian Sr., which is how it was sent to me and how it like caught my attention. I am very intrigued by this. Just sounds like it could be a fun time just to check out. Let me see if I can actually play it. Let's see if it will cooperate for us. And however loud it is how loud it is. So headphone warning and all of those things. I don't know if you'll do it or not. I don't normally do this. Let me know if you can hear things. Rashid. I just really like that werewolf. I like how the werewolves look, and this is the company that's doing it. Good Alien, which has a cute little logo. I can't scroll for some reason on this. Successfully playing something. I'm a real YouTuber now. There's one shot of the werewolf in there that I think is really cool. But I think, of course, we need to go down and also discuss what it is aside from Canadian Royal Mounted Police fighting werewolves. Rashid was saying it was nice of them to make it in a fictional country. I see you, shots fired. Didn't you know it's just Bigfoot and Sasquatch and all kinds of things up here? So we need to get the synopsis, obviously. This cover is really nice. This is just a nice looking, strategically covered werewolf, I noticed. So of course we have all of the write-up about who people are talking up, Larry Hama, Guy Dorian Sr., who I hope people are aware of because such a pedigree in comics. Let's look at that. Yeah, they did do a compendium for G.I. Joe, A Real American Hero, and those did really well. I saw those. That wasn't really my time, G.I. Joe stuff, but I saw those did really, really well. But we need to get to synopses. There we go. Mounties versus Werewolves is Deadwood meets The Howling. Oh, I love a Howling reference with a dash of Saskatchewan and a soupçon of X-Files, explains Larry. It's going to be killer, which is obviously a little bit of a haha for they are werewolves. The story. In 1922, David Lawrence, not the author, a veteran of the Great War in France and a deputy inspector in the Royal Canadian Mounted Police, is assigned to a remote outpost in northern Alberta. The quiet posting he had been expecting turns out to be anything but. The small ragtag unit he commands is actually a top secret sub-agency whose mission is to kill werewolves. Isn't that always the way? And prevent them from spreading south to prey on larger settlements and population centers. We got to keep them back. Gotta keep them at bay. The werewolves are led by Pere Perdu and his consort Melisandre and his terrifying enforcer Salamandre Noir. Perdu is a crafty leader who knows his kind can't win by tooth and claw alone. He has grandiose plans of conquest based on infiltration, deep cover, and co-opting the social structures and governments from within. This werewolf is great, and look, I like the little visual cueing they have going on here with the matching scars and the like. That looks nice. David Lawrence has only 3 constables under his command. That's not enough. And his only other allies are a chief inspector who supposedly relays orders for Ottawa, a rogue RCMP sergeant who is killing werewolves on his own, and a local Blackfoot hunting guide who is also a veteran of the trenches. This is just a great macabre shot right there. The people of the town and outlying areas could be on the side of the werewolves, or they could be werewolves themselves, or something worse. What's worse? Are you not intrigued? I'm intrigued. Then they have the rewards. There are cards. Cards are what is in again right now. A whole bunch of cards are happening. DC is doing cards too for the Justice League. You see, but do they have a werewolf card? They do. Ooh, but what if you want cover A, but with werewolf card B? This card is scary and I like it. Faraway Gaming. Are vampires worse than werewolves? They're all great covers. They'd all make nice posters. And of course, I have a soft spot for it as a Canadian myself to see them all out there in their garb and all of those things. Feel represented. Why? No, you're not allowed to call me. Not right now. Astro and I saying I'm just trying to be optimistic about the vampires. Cool. So I just wanted to show this to you because it intrigued me and it looked like fun. So I know people are always looking for different things. Spooky season is coming up. There's just been lots of werewolf things happening in like my life comic wise. It's just things. So that makes it sound like I am a werewolf. What terrible phrase. Oh my goodness. I like this one. Werewolf form. A bust. Ooh, that makes me want to paint it. That very much makes me want to paint it. Then they have a hardcover. All of them, so you can get all the cards. That's for all the people who can't decide, like me. Alvin, you see, Alvin came. He heard. So yeah. Oh my goodness, a meet and greet pack. I can't handle that. I can't talk to people in person. So yeah, if you're interested, it's there. It's still got 17 days to go. It's getting there. But if this sounds like it's up your alley, I just thought I would share it with you because I thought it looked like fun. I thought the art looked really stellar, and I love the werewolves. And I like werewolves. What can I say? I'm gonna subject all of you to Batman Full Moon when that happens. What did I miss while I was talking about werewolves? Mr. Patron, thank you very much. I don't have much faith in James Gunn's DC cinematic universe. Announcing a Superman and Batman movie, but not including Wonder Woman makes me nervous. Big fan of your channel. Thank you very much. That universe will be what it will be. I'm intrigued. I hope it's fun, and I hope it has a fun, hopeful Superman. People were excited about Jimmy, which was fun to see today. There were some set photos of Jimmy Olsen, and people were hyped for Jimmy Olsen. That made me feel like I've found my people. People are talking about ginger snaps, which is great. I love ginger snaps. Matthew Power, thank you very much. So, what do you think of the DC All In cover UI? What UI? Oh, do you mean like all of the new ones that they showed? Because they showed all the logos and stuff like that recently. I saw there was some logo discourse about chonky bat symbol. I wanted to say signal and symbol at the same time, and that's what ended up happening. Yeah, Alvin's here because he heard about werewolves and he felt he could relate to them. Alvin, there are so many outtakes of Alvin coming when I'm filming, but I don't add them most of the time. I've only had them once and it got some pushback. So I was like, okay, I'll keep Alvin for the stream. Yeah, the cat is howling because, he heard the howling and came to represent. Those werewolves look a lot better than the werewolves at the end of the howling. The transformation is cool, but then at the end, even though that end scene where she transforms on the news, legendary. If you have not seen the howling, I think it's a good time. Thraxui is saying release the Alvin cut. Not yet. Would you get a cover with a card? I don't know. Like I like cards, but I just feel like I lose cards all the time. So that's why I'm always a bit wary of them, but they are fun. I like them, and I really liked that werewolf one. What I would like is a big werewolf poster like that. So scary in a good way. The Michaels by me has all of its spooky stuff out already, and I feel it's too early. But they had some nice things that they were selling for way too much that they appealed to me. There were just some fun witchy things. I don't know why I would ever need them, but they were enjoyable. Alvin, let's look at the chonky symbol and some of the cover art. Why not? We're here. Eric P is asking, are you checking out the current Werewolf by Night series? I did read the first of the Werewolf by Nights. It was recommended to me because it had editor's notes. Because apparently I am now known as the person who's obsessed with editor's notes. I just think they're important. I've swapped tabs. There we go. Now we can look at them. They have the logos on them again. And I have to say, I do like seeing the bullet logo on the side. Some of these variants, I like the Batzel axe, the bat axe. It's very something that a kid would enjoy. Like if you can imagine kids fighting, like, oh yeah, well, my bat symbol turns into an axe. It just gives me that kind of energy. Oh, Matthew Power is saying I'm actually referring to the stuff on the top right. You're talking about the actual how it looks up there. I like it. Tyler Gregoire, thank you very much. First off, I'd like to thank you for your help during my comic cover class, as you were very helpful. Secondly, I'd like to inquire you about your opinions on Taskmaster, the Rubicon trigger. Ooh, Taskmaster. I just realized I'm completely blocked off. It's fine. Also, you're welcome. I'm glad it was helpful. I need to do more Marvel stuff, is what that tells me. Which means that I should probably read the Solicits since we're here. I think it'd be fun to do a history of Taskmaster, especially in light of what they're going to do with the new Deadpool series. The thing with Marvel is that because technically it still has one long running continuity, it funnily enough can at times get more convoluted for me research wise than when you have the stop start, because then you have a clear, it ended here. And that's probably because I'm so deep in it that I'm very familiar with DC's stops and starts at this point. Common sense, thank you very much. Since you said you wish to see more Golden Age characters, do you think Gunn should do James Tucker to make Wonder Woman animated show? Tucker made arts. I would be interested to see them try some more Wonder Woman animated things. They haven't done too much since that one movie. And I think there's lots of potential for Wonder Woman. I think you could have a lot of fun with it. These are the other variants for Batman, which means we're actually going to get to see the Wonder Woman variants this time, because last time we were looking at the solicits, we did not. And so 214 saying Axeman more than Batman. I can't hear Axeman without thinking about Axe body spray when people would just adorn themselves with it in the hallways. The Ian Bertram one, is that this? That's this one, right? Yes, it is. It's so disproportionate that it's coming around, and I really like it again. This is Wonder Woman and her huge sword that I can't even get all into the one frame based on how I have it. It's big cloud guts sword energy. I like it. And this art is really selling the pants to me. Mostly because it's snowing and it looks like she'd be cold without them. No, common sense, I figured, because James Tucker has done a lot of design, and he also featured on Caped Crusader as well. So I think it would be interesting. I love the design of Brave and the Bold. Here are your Wonder Womans. This one's very horror themed, and I like that. This one too is this nice action beat where she almost looks like a vampire. It almost feels like one of those DC versus vampire covers, but not thirsty enough, because the ones they've been doing for her lately have been so thirsty. They're really nice. All of these are nice. They're really going all out with them. Which is your fave? Which do you like? Because I feel like there's been a lot of discussion about Batman, but I'm like, there's other things happening as well. Matt Tam is saying, love the look of Wonder Woman, hate the sword. Ben Chan is saying, they're the same, she and Hal, they are. We're the same, you and I. Oh, Superman with stubble. He's looking very arrogant in this pose. Like he's looking down on everybody, giving kind of evil. Is that a thumb hole? I'm obsessed with thumb holes in clothes. Is that a oh, no, it's just a brace. I was really excited there for a minute. It's like, ooh, a thumb hole. And then we have these ones for Superman. Daniel, thank you very much. I whined last time they didn't have variants. Nice to see them. Why does the second one have a weird axe on her shoulder? Or is it just me? Weird axe. Hold on. Let's investigate. Do you mean like this cloth? Because she's got all these like tattered cloths coming up and around. There's another thing that's a gauntlet. And then we have the sword itself. It's big. Why are so many people messaging me tonight? I don't know. Matthew Prower, thank you very much. Not gonna lie, that S looks good enough for regular Clark. Edward Alcantara says she's got an axe to grind. Oh, the swordless one? Oh, the swordless one. That's her hair. I think that's meant to be the way her hair is fanning out. Or is it actually part of the... Ooh, now you've got me looking at it. Now I'm examining what's happening in the shadows back there. I was not gazing back into the shadows, but if it were to be her hair, it would be very stiff. So, but I think it's meant to be hair, because otherwise somebody missed the sword memo. It was like, I feel axe. Batman has an axe. secret shipping going on there. And then we have all of their logos, and that one caused their kerfuffle. Then we have Wonder Woman's and Superman's. They're not too different. Batman's is very chonky, but I don't know. I don't mind it. Chemdog says, "Ask her no questions, tell her no lies." How do you all feel about it? Because there are articles and all kinds of things and fan discussion. I think that's a good thing though that there's, discussion around it. It means that people are interested. Because if people aren't interested or don't care, then you don't have any discussion around it at all. Like, it's a very classic fan type of discussion, like ew logo. So I don't know. Kind of like that. Alec Arts and Comics, thank you very much. Should the compact comics just release each character's best stories in order for new readers? Example, Batman, Volume 1, Year 1, The Man Who Laughs. I think they should pick iconic stories. And they are so far. They're trying to pick. Although Wonder Woman Earth 1 was an interesting choice for Wonder Woman. And I'm trying to think what else? What would be in a Wonder Woman arc that you would want to see compact? The Catwoman one I get because that's when she gets her new iconic costume, the leather one with the zip and the goggles and all of those things. It's kind of the start of the more familiar Wonder Woman era for some people. It's BuzzFeed. Someone turned my notifications on for BuzzFeed. Sometimes my kids take my phone. And so I'm just getting alerts every 2 seconds for BuzzFeed. They need me to know what day JLo divorced Ben Affleck. I don't need all these alerts. A. Hancock is saying Witching Hour, War of the Gods. I would take some of the George Perez stuff. Maybe the beginning of the Perez era would be fun. I'll have to stay away from some of the choices I would make. Those belong in DC's finest for all like the Silver Age shenanigans and all of those things. Dead Earth's already small though, because it comes in the young adult format, which is roughly the same size, which again is a good bit of synergy because hopefully you would go and, graduate up in theory to the next one. King of New York is asking, is Earth 1 good? I've done videos on Wonder Woman Earth 1 when we did the whole history of her bondage thing. We did a whole video on the girdle. There we go. It's like, what was it? It was a thing of submission. It's been a while. Earth 1 is interesting because it's Grant Morrison trying to work through a lot of the Golden Age subtext, but approaching it from a very different way, which fundamentally alters some of it and creates, by the end of it, in my estimation, a truly horrifying world, but it's interesting. It's definitely worth reading, I would say. It's certainly fascinating. James Bond is saying, I hate all those logos. What did Superman's do? Superman's is almost the same, except that there's no like yellow going on in this corner. It's more jagged too. Superman's looks like it would cut you. So does Batman's, but it's supposed to be an axe, so that works. Oh, Rebirth. Yeah, the starts of key eras would be fun. But I think going through and collecting key arcs, but then you'd need someone to go through and identify what they feel are key arcs. And again, like I said earlier, I think that in and of itself could be a fascinating exercise. Who's going to be on the journey for All In and all of that stuff? Who's on the journey right now for X-Men or Venom War? Because I know all of that is going on. That started. There are so many things that are going on. Are we up to solicits? The Marvel ones tend to go long, but are we up for it? I have multiple drinks. I have a banana for snacking. Let's see. Collect the original Blue Beetle. Ooh, Blue Beetle was a fun book. Blue Beetle was a lot of fun. I think that one would be fun to see collected again. Chemdog is saying Venom War, blah. Yes. I mean, why not? Well, hold on. Let me actually, for once, actually skim how much we're looking at before I say it. I'm always like, yeah, why not? I'm committed. And then it's, 84 years later. Let me actually pre-look at something for once and see. It's making my computer angry. Can you hear that? It's like it's revving up. It's getting ready. Maybe if I shrink it. Let's shrink that and see if it can handle some of it. All right. I think we can do it. I believe. Matt Kren says looking before leaving is overrated. Elithador is saying you don't need sleep anyway. That's right. Sleep is for the weak. We'll sleep when we're dead. Let's look at the Marvel solicits. That got real dark. All right. Let's go. Oh, first let me share the page. Then let's go. Da-na-na-na-na-na. Woo! I feel like my aspect ratios are different tonight, but that's okay. I don't know. I'm all topsy-turvy tonight. Country Fried Cosmic Horror says, we've evolved beyond sleep. That's right. Where we're going, we don't need eyes to know. Where we're going, we don't need sleep to function. 8 Deaths of Spider-Man, the Amazing Spider-Man. I actually like how on this cover the buildings are being pulled back, like they're warping. That's a nice detail. Here we go. Dr. Doom things. I know they're playing a whole bunch of Doom things because they're trying to do some synergy for the MCU as well with what they're planning for Doom. And then we have the Disney variant cover, which is pretty cute. Amazing Spider-Man 61. Written by Joe Kelly, art by Ed McGuinness. Then we have a lot of variants because we have a new team and everything. The world has changed. Dr. Doom is Sorcerer Supreme, but he has no plans to spend his time like his predecessor. Each year, Doctor Strange would use every ounce of his power and experience to save the world from an evil god and his scions. This year, Doom is delegating this task to Spider-Man. The leader of Latveria has given Spider-Man a new magic-powered suit and 8 extra lives with which to save the world. Hopefully he doesn't die as much as Catwoman over on DC with her extra lives. True believer, they won't be enough. Uh-oh. They won't be enough. He needs more lives. Oh, we have more. 8 Deaths of Spider-Man. He can't be dead already. That's cute. I like that Scotty Young one. That's really cute. Amazing Spider-Man number 62. Same team. Let's go. Spider-Man, 1 death down. Well, that didn't take him long. 1 death down faces the next scion of Sidorak. That's right. The god Spider-Man faces is the patron of Juggernaut. Juggernaut is about 10 times more powerful than Spider-Man, with only a fraction of Sidorak's power. To quote a wise philosopher, oh dear, that made me laugh. Aliens versus Avengers. Ooh, this is a really cool cover, actually. I like that one. He needs 9, but then he'd be a cat, and then we're infringing. He gets to have 8 for the amount of legs for being an arachnid. Aliens versus Avengers, number 2 of 4, written by Jonathan Hickman. Then we have Isad Ribic on art. Earth surrenders? Overwhelmed by xenomorphs, the survivors abandon their home planet, but so many are dead, so many wounded, and a terrifying few changed. The Avengers must avenge. Whoever is writing the solicits is like sassy this month. They're very sassy so far. Uh-oh. I'm requoting the earlier one. I'm not uh-ohing the West Coast Avengers. We'll see after the solicits if we need an uh-oh. Ooh, lots of Lots of ones. Oh, I like this one, and I like the Spider-Woman one as well. West Coast Avengers, number 1. I also actually there are a few I like. I like this art one too. Jerry Dugan and then Danny Kim on art. Lots of variants, many variants. Wow, way more than we saw here. Iron Man and War Machine have put together a new team of Avengers, one that includes villains seeking a path to redemption. Their case study, Ultron, who against all odds seems to be walking the straight and narrow for now. Why did you I don't know, Cat Williams, no. But does the success of one guarantee the success of all? No. Spider-Woman and Firestar have their doubts, as they should. And can any amount of heroics really absolve Ultron of his past? Then we have Iron Man, the Stark Rocks on War. I was hoping for another steampunky one. I like how disgusted he looks on this one. Iron Man number 2, Spencer Ackerman, and then we have Julius Oda on art. The return of the Ironmonger. Roxxon's revealed their latest C-suite recruit. Who's in the suit? And does the appearance of the new armor have anything to do with the absolute destruction of every single one of Tony's own suits? Forced back to basics in an offline clunker, Iron Man's reduced to raw firepower and sheer force of will, and now AIM is going to strip that away too. Another familiar face wields the knife that'll take Tony down. Iron Man is no longer invincible. Nice play on words. Part 2 of the Stark Rocks on War. And then by Pulitzer Prize-winning journalist Spencer Ackerman and extraordinary artist Julius Oda. Guillermo Tash is saying this Tony is jacked. He needs to be because he's in a clunker. So Blade, red band. Explicit content. Ooh, this one's nice. Blade, red band, number 2 of 5. The Blood and the Blade. Still reeling from the events of Blood Hunt and the dramatic fallout, Blade finds himself wanting more than ever to be left away from the world, but the world and danger won't let the Daywalker go, as he soon finds himself embroiled in a conflict and his bloodlust reignited. I finally got to see Deadpool versus Wolverine maybe like 2 weeks ago or so, and like just made me really excited and happy about Blade and remembering how much fun I had watching those movies back in the day. Moon Knight, Fist of Khonshu. Is he phasing through this, or is that just faded because of the light? Cats. Surprise cat. The cats are very cute for the other things that are going on in this cover. They're like cute cartoon kitties. Oh, poor thing. Moon Knight, Fist of Khonshu number 2, Jed McKay writing, and then we have Alessandro Capuccio on art. The window shades variant. Oh, is that what it was? A window shade? Was it? Window shades variant. The Midnight Mission reunited. After the biggest surprise comic of the summer, Moon Knight, Fist of Khonshu number 0, a new era has taken shape in the Midnight Mission. But what new threats and foes are waiting for the reborn Mark Spector? Kari, Reshaper of Worlds. This is a Marvel Voices special. Okay, so this is Ryan Little and more. Artists, we're figuring it out, to be announced and more. All right. What If? Oh, this is the character from the What If show. Okay. I'm not caught up on the What If show. The Mohawk warrior Kaori fell into Skyworld and into our hearts from her first appearance fighting invaders to her home. She's already helped save all of reality from a demented Doctor Strange and secured peace in her own world. So, what now? Co-creator and award-winning storyteller Ryan Little launches Kaori into the 616, featuring exciting guest stars and the comic debuts of some extraordinary creators. To be announced. Marvel's Voices brings you an extra special anthology celebrating Indigenous heritage and one of the most exciting characters to emerge from the MCU. Did any of you watch that What If episode? Did you enjoy it? What if Minnie became Captain Marvel? This is a really cute cover. Oh, these are adorable. There are so many of them. What if Minnie became Captain Marvel? Number 1. Steve Bailing and Luca Barbary. It's really small for me. And Giada Perissinotto on art. I should make it bigger, but then we wouldn't see the covers as nicely. Inspired by Miss Marvel Volume 1, 1 to 4, our story finds the Chronicle newspaper reporter Minnie Mouse tasked with an expose on a new hero on the scene in Duckburg, Captain Marvel, but Peg Leg Pete Scorpion complicates her plans with an attack on the Chronicle building. To make matters worse, John G. Roger Duck and the Beagle Boys attack Scrooge McDuck's money bin, and when Captain Marvel shows up to stop them, Minnie discovers an incredible secret about her past. What is Minnie's connection to Duckburg's sensational new hero, Captain Marvel? That could actually be fun. Those first issues are a trip. The Incredible Hulk looking scary. Lots of Hulks. Hulk smashing. Incredible Hulk number 19. Philip Kennedy Johnson, Benjamin Percy, Greg Pak, and Torrin Grunbeck. Nick Klein, Jeff Shaw, Lynn Yoshi, and Lon Medina. And on art. Okay, lots of people. Celebrating a Hulk-sized issue number 800. Has Hulk finally met one stronger than himself? After a crushing defeat at the hands of Eldest, the Incredible Hulk is a slave, and the return of the Mother of Horrors is imminent. Hulk's only hope is the newly resurrected Charlie Tidwell, who takes on the Skinwalkers of Lacana to save Hulk. But what ancient power did the Skinwalkers awaken within her to bring her back? Can her mysterious new power give Hulk the edge he needs to defeat both the Skinwalkers and the immortal Eldest? Plus, all new tales of the extended Hulk family featuring She-Hulk, Brawn, and the Red Hulk. Matthew Prower, thank you very much. I don't know. I expected more from Disney/Marvel than shallow superhero mashups. Oh, and like retellings of the what ifs, but Disneyfied. What were you hoping for? Were you hoping for more original style stories? Common Sense is asking, where is Scar? That's nice. That's cool looking. Wolverine number 3, Saladin Ahmed, and then we have Martin Coccolo on art. Coccolo. Department H goes hunting. Canada's Department H has their sights trained once more on Wolverine. Years ago, they played a role in Weapon X and Logan's first assignment. But what else are they hunting now that mutants are hated and feared more than ever? Werewolves, clearly. Meanwhile, Wolverine's unlikely ally may have just killed an innocent and old enemies of Wolverine. And just killed an innocent and old enemies of Wolverine gather as more sinister machinations unfurl. Or machinations. You've probably heard it both ways. I don't ever say anything the way that people are hoping. Psylocke. Is it Psylocke time already? Do we need to let Alvin in? Wow, lots of Psylocks. Psylocke number 1. It is that time. Alyssa Wong, and then we have Vincenzo Karatu on art. She was made for violence. Trained to be an assassin since birth, Quanon chose to be an X-Man, but there are still some jobs too dirty for the X-Men, and some paths have to be walked alone. When the mission is brutal, Psylocke unsheathes her blades to punish those who prey on mutants. Exploding out of the pages of X-Men, Alyssa Wong and Vincenzo Carotto take Psylocke into the underbelly of the Marvel Universe, carving out her own place in a world that would rather see her under control. X Factor. Oh, X Factor. X Factor number 4. Mark Russell writing, and we have Bob Quinn on art. Beneath the surface, Havoc and the team race to recover the crew of a subterranean expedition beneath Death Valley. But who or what is waiting beneath the desert sands? And what does all of this have to do with Cecilia Reyes? Storm. Ooh, I like this one. That one's giving almost like whimsical magic vibes with the way the stars are. Storm number 2, Moreira Iodele and Lucas Wernick. I'm going to make it bigger if that happens again. Matthew Power, thank you very much. Read Disney/Marvel, pretty much like we're Super Goof and the Duck Avenger going to get him sued by Disney. Also, Goofy Hulk was a weird choice. You're not feeling Goofy Hulk? Who do you feel Goofy should be? Which Avenger embodies Goofy? Storm is dying. An unknown form of radiation poisoning from the Oklahoma incident has turned her cells into ticking time bombs. As her final hours count down, will she find a cure for her illness at Night Nurse's new superhero hospital, a whole hospital, or will it require enchantments from Dr. Voodoo to save her life? Mystique. Ooh, fun. Mystique, 2 of 5. Declan Shalvey writing and Declan Shalvey on art. Brotherhood broken. With Nick Fury on her tail, Mystique seeks out an old ally from the Brotherhood of Evil Mutants. But is this reunion a trap? And who's caught who? Short, succinct, like it. Sentinels. Ooh. Like that Sentinel. Sentinels, 2 of 5. Alex Packnadell writing, and then we have Justin Mason on art. Operation Shaw, the Sentinels have their orders. Enter an enemy nation, infiltrate a maximum security prison, and escape with Sebastian Shaw. Can Lockstep bring his people home safely? Will Shaw get the better of the new Sentinels, or does a greater shadow hang over Greymalkin Prison? Dazzler. Classic looking Dazzler over here. Dazzler, 3 of 4. Jason Liu writing, Rafael Loureiro on art. Multiple man variant cover. But why though? Where mutant rock star Lila Cheney goes, trouble follows. Dazzler and Lila debut in Japan, while Dazzler's mysterious nemesis continues to create havoc and some majorly bad publicity. When Lila and Dazzler blow off some steam in the streets of Tokyo, disaster strikes. Will this be the last stop for the world tour and their lives? We have one more issue, so no. Matthew Prower, thank you very much. I don't know, probably one of the clumsier Avengers. Also, I meant to say DC, like sued by DC. Super Goof was a Superman parody, after all. I mean, if people are going to start suing people over things like that, there's going to be a lot of suing going on between the two companies. A clumsier Avenger. They should disband while they have the chance. I was just thinking that, Matthew Prower, you were saying it should have been Hal Jordan. Falling over some soap. That's for when they do a DC thing. X-Force. Staring into my soul. X-Force number 5. Jeffrey Thorne writing and Marcus Toe on art. A death on the team? Attack from all sides with a team member's death in the offing and struggling to accomplish their mission. X-Force fights to seal the latest and worst fracture node threatening the Earth. Can X-Force pull through, or will they fracture and doom the world? The most surprising X-Book of the season is just heating up. If you haven't been reading it, now is the time to jump on board. Exceptional X-Men. Yelling cover. I'm thinking about Emma's outfit. That's why I'm pausing. I'm deciding. I'm having thoughts and feelings. Is that like attached? Is that neck bit like attached to the jacket to create like a window? Is it, or is it like a separate neck piece? Ooh, I get to see it more here, so I can think about shoulder pads. Bringing the shoulder pads back. Exceptional X-Men number 3, written by Eve Ewing, and then we have Carmen Carnero on art. Emma Frost versus Kitty Pryde. Kitty Pryde's determination to stay doggedly away from all things X-Men related becomes more strained by the day as Emma Frost once again sticks her nose into things. Meanwhile, our new team is finding their rhythm. Axo, Melee, and Bronze have officially entered the fray. NYX. Cuckoo's cover. Oh, X-23 cover. Number 5, Colin Kelly and Jackson Lansing writing and Francesco Mortarino on art. They've been fired, arrested, thrown out, beaten, and betrayed. NYC is putting Miss Marvel, Wolverine, Anole, Prodigy, and Sophie Cuckoo through the ringer. But there's no time to rest. A riot's brewing where the machinations of the Quiet Council and the hatred of the Truth Seekers will come to an electric conclusion for the fate of every mutant in the city. Jay Parker, thank you very much. It is very appreciated and going to go towards many comics for us to cover. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. You don't have to do that. It's very kind. Now we can afford all of these X books or all in, because it's going to be a lot of things to take a look at. Exciting times. Decisions will have to be made. Phoenix. Lots of Phoenix. Phoenix is having its own drama and things and art things. Phoenix number 5, Stephanie Phillips, Alessandro Miracolo on art. Jean Grey made a human choice, and I read that as clone. I'm just so used to Marvel and clones. It was like, Jean Grey made a clone? Jean Grey made a human choice, and it's come back to haunt her. The dark god Pericus has been freed from prison and set loose on a path of death and destruction. Now the Phoenix must take action to protect her universe. Langley M. Neely, off topic, but did you like Star Trek Prodigy Season 2? It's one of the best shows in the new Trek era. I call it Batman TS for Trek. Smart, but kid accessible. I haven't caught up with Season 2. I'm behind on my Trek. And instead of catching up on new Trek, I started a Deep Space Nine rewatch, which is going to take me forever. But DS9 is my favorite one. And I just was thinking about Dr. Bashir the other day, as I sometimes do, and wanted to re-experience Dr. Bashir's arc. I love Dr. Bashir so much. The Uncanny X-Men, featuring cats. Lots of cats on covers this month. No cats here. Ooh, bring on the cats. Uncanny X-Men number 5, Gail Simone, and then we have Dave Marquez on art. The Thing variant cover. There were just some random variants. The Thing variant, Multiple Man variant. The brutal conclusion to the Red Wave storyline is here. The Uncanny X-Men face an unstoppable force of evil and death, who reveals a shocking secret, but that may not survive long enough but there's a speck on my screen, I swear I can read, but they may not survive long enough to face it. Will the next generation of young mutants stand by Rogue and her team or join the other side? Dante Cook, thank you very much. Hey, I'm 90% done with my copy of the Low Compendium. Wow, what a ride. It's so depressingly dark, but it has such a great view and message. Thank you so much for putting this book in my life. You have to do a vid on it. I'm so glad you're enjoying it. Low is so fascinating. It's a really interesting work. I'm trying to figure out what angle to approach it from, because it's got a lot going on. I think it's really cool. He's also Rick Remender, who wrote that, is also writing right now something that's also interesting, The Sacrificers. Is anybody reading that? I've been reading that. It's that one's also really, really interesting. The Uncanny X-Men. We have more. Oh, that one's, there are parts I like about it and parts I don't. Hi, Jubilee. The Uncanny X-Men number 6. Gail Simone writing and Javier Garron on art. So we've switched. We've switched artists. Now we have Javier Garron. Chemdog's asking, how low does it go? All the way at the bottom. Very deep. To the depths of human despair and the ocean. It's back to school for 4 young mutants. But is a rural school in Louisiana ready for this crew? Bullies, terrible lunches, and classroom flirting abound. But is one of the student body the prophesized endling? Who will be the last member of mutant kind? Plus, Jubilee undertakes a fateful solo mission. X-Men. Number 7. Jed McKay writing and Netho Diaz on art. So we also have art swaps here. The Iron Knight? What does the town of Merle, Alaska owe the X-Men? Where did the defunct sentinel looming over the town come from? And more importantly, what was it after? Judging by this cover, Cyclops. Negasonic Teenage Warhead. All right. Negasonic Teenage Warhead #1. I was not expecting or prepared. Andrew Wheeler writing, Carola Borelli and Eleonora Carlini on art. Ellie Phimister is under arrest when the Time Variance Authority accuses Negasonic Teenage Warhead of a crime she has yet to commit. She'll have to go on the run to stop herself before the TVA do. It all comes down to a single moment in time, a choice future Ellie must face, which means now Ellie has 1 hour to find Yuki Ohara, her girlfriend from the future who she's never met, kiss her and save the multiverse. Good thing she has allies like, wait, no, Deadpool is not going to be helpful. Is anyone else available? Collecting the hit web series Marvel Voices Infinity Comics, Negasonic Teenage Warhead. So web comics, we're collecting them, but please finish because these things have been stopping over in other places like Archie and DC. So if we're collecting it, let's collect all of it. Venom and a very nice Loki cover. Venom War. Ooh, this one is tripping me out. There's something they've done with the lighting. It's almost 3D. I can't stop looking at it. Can't stop looking at this one. Tongue. Venom War, 4 of 5. Al Ewing writing and Iban Coelho on art. Venom versus oh, my favorite word, zombiotes. As the war for control of the Venom symbiote rages, the threat of zombiote hordes has only grown, and now it is impossible to ignore. But that doesn't mean the war is over. In this issue, another contender for champion is taken off the board. More Venom War. Happy Venom. Is this Peach? Am I right? Yes, I knew that was Peach. I love when Peach does horror things. She loves to like add eyes to things where they don't belong, and it's creepy. That one's really cool. Venom War, 5 of 5. Same team, let's go. Who is the last Venom standing? There is just one battle remaining in the war for control of the Venom symbiote, and the victory leaves both host and symbiote forever changed. The time is nigh to end the war, decimate all the forces arrayed against them, and set the stage for an all-new Venom, the likes of which no one has ever seen. Elizabeth Laura is saying, remember when Venom was a street-level character? Pepperidge Farm, remember? Yeah, it's been a while. Now Venom's all cosmic. Venom War, Deadpool. 3 of 3. Cullen Bunn writing and Rob DeSalvo on art. The Merc in the mouth? Nice. With the symbiote scourge overwhelming everything and everyone, Deadpool's back is against the wall. There's just one thing left to try. Giving in to the symbiotes? Venom War, Lethal Protectors. Hi, Silver Sable. 3 of 3. Sabir Pirzada writing and Luca Maresca on art. Shriek versus the Symbiote Squad? Silver Sable and her Symbiote Squad launch a desperate last-ditch plan to stop the zombiote outbreak for good, but they didn't count on a traitor in their midst, or on a living, breathing, screaming anti-symbiote weapon to escape. Ben Chan is saying, remember when Venom was one character? You have to go pretty far back for that. Venom War, it's Jeff. Venom War, it's Jeff, #1. Kelly Thompson writing, and then we have Guru Hiru on art. What's eating Jeff? And what's Jeff eating? That's right. The crossover event of the summer finally reaches the real star of Marvel Comics, Jeff the Land Shark. When Jeff's night of fun is interrupted by the madness of the Venom War, is Marvel's goodest boy going to be able to keep his cool? Or will he give in to the symbiote's temptations and eat someone's brains? The team behind the hit Infinity comic brings us an oversized, all-new tale of the world's cutest predator. Kim Dog is saying Amanda will definitely be picking that up. Yes, she will. This is like right up her alley. Venom War, Wolverine, gruesome. Into it. Venom War, Wolverine, number 3 of 3. Tim Seeley and Tony Fleek's writing, and we have Kev Walker on art. Logan thought he was keeping everyone safe by coming to this small town, and he never is. He didn't know he was going to bring death with him. He really should by this point. Now, Logan stands alone against the last gasp of the symbiote outbreak, and it's his own fault. Yes, it is. The writers behind Local Man bring us a dark quest for redemption. Spider-Man Venom War. Well, that's never good. We know that if he pulls this wrong, he'll snap her neck. Venom War Spider-Man, 4 of 4. Colin Kenny and Jackson Lanzig writing, and Greg Land on art. Power or responsibility? Peter Parker must make a choice. Power or responsibility? But if he chooses power, he gets both. What is more important? When Mary Jane's life stands on one side and the threat from the symbiote he brought to Earth stands on the other, what will he choose? William Test is asking, why chains? Oh, is this supposed to be here? Probably. Venom, number 39. Torin Grönbeck writing, and Kafu on art. Venom's time quest comes to an end. Old Man Venom's quest through time has brought him to places he never imagined he'd go. This time, taking audience with a god of lies? That's right. You can never go wrong making a deal with Loki, especially in his most evil form. Will this be the end of Dylan Brock for good? Tress 504. Local Man is good. I like Local Man. Ultimate Black Panther. Number 10. Brian Hill writing, Stefano Caselli on art. The Black Panther and the Strange Doctor? A prison break brings unlikely aid to Wakanda, but is this new ally a reliable confidant, or does the godly Moon Knight have more to offer? Ultimate Spider-Man and Black Cat with an outfit that's making her look way even closer to Catwoman than usual. Removing the fur just makes this look so much like her 2002 the Catwoman suit. The cover's cute. Ultimate Spider-Man number 11. Jonathan Hickman writing, and David Messina on art. Those should be falling straight down, though. It depends. Maybe she came backwards. Why are they falling that way? Who is the ultimate Black Cat? Tensions rise between Spider-Man and Green Goblin in the wake of recent events, and a new villain steps up to the plate. What is her connection to the Black Cat on Kingpin's Sinister Six? James Perez is saying, I love her hair. Yep, big hair don't care. Sometimes you just need some big hair. Ultimate X-Men. Number 9. Peach Momoko doing all of it. Maystorm versus Surge in a static skirmish. Lightning collides as Maystorm and Surge finally confront each other. But when Surge is left weak and drained of her power, Maystorm has even more questions and must investigate the mysterious cult Surge is part of and its relationship to the mutants of the Ultimate Universe. The Ultimates. I like this cover a lot. I like how this Hulk looks. It's cool. Ooh, the way they've done the cracking on the wall for this one, it's really nice. All right, Ultimates. No, you gotta load. We need to see them all. Ultimates, number 6, Denise Camp writing, and Juan Frigeri on art. Ultimates assemble to take down the Hulk. The entire roster of the Ultimates unites for the first time in this high-octane climactic conclusion of the first arc. Iron Lad has a plan to defeat the Hulk, the most powerful and imposing member of the Maker's Council. But has he gotten his team in over their heads? Common sense, thank you very much. I believe Peace Momoko is developing a foil between Surge and Maystorm. If you know Surge in 616, before she joins the X-Men, she was homeless because her father hates mutants, similar to how May's father is. Yeah, no, there's some interesting stuff happening inside of Ultimate X-Men. It's really starting to coalesce as well in terms of connectivity to other things. It is still kind of doing its own thing as well, but I personally like what it's doing a lot. I've been enjoying Ultimate X-Men. It's up there. And sometimes, some weeks or months, I like it more than Spider-Man. It just depends what's going on. Werewolf by Night, and this cover is great. Red band. Werewolf by Night, red band number 4. Jason Liu writing and Sergio Devia on art. I really like this. Poster me. I need that poster service. A savage battle of savage kings, imbued with a stronger and more terrifying bloodlust than ever before. Jack Russell, the king of all wolves and the werewolf by night, has exiled himself to the savage land. Unfortunately, there's already a king. Well, actually, there's an entire royal family waiting for him there. Long live the king. I need to look at it again. I really like this. I think it's really cool. Revengerine. Wolverine Revenge. The beard. The beard is doing so much. Wolverine Revenge, number 4 of 5. Jonathan Hickman writing, Greg Capullo on art. An eye for an eye. Time has passed, we saw the beard, since Wolverine's quest for vengeance began. But as an eye for an eye escalates through the years, revenge becomes a family affair. And this is going to be one hell of a reunion. A shocking development in Hickman and Capullo's saga of the Wolverine that must be experienced to be believed. Experience the beard. Then we have the red band. Polybagged. Ultraman X Avengers. 4 of 4. Kyle Higgins and Matt Groom. And then we have Francesco Mana on art. The Avengers and the Ultra Guard take to the stars in pursuit of Galactus. Can they stop the devourer of worlds before he reaches his terrible destination? I just remember that my Galactus is still cracked and I need to glue him. What villainous force is vital to their last-ditch plan? And which hero comes in with a surprise assist in a giant mech? Find out in this conclusive chapter of the epic crossover event, Ultraman X Avengers. I gotta glue my big Galactus statue and put him back up behind me. I miss him. The shelf feels empty without Galactus. Predator versus Black Panther. He's so happy on this cover. Number 4 of 4. Benjamin Percy writing and Chris Allen and Sean Damian Hill on art. A king predator takes the Wakandan throne. The invading predator clan takes their final trophies. They think they defeated the king of Wakanda, but they've forgotten he's not the only royalty who can wield a spear. Princess Shuri recruits a surprising ally as she infiltrates the shadows of her own city. Meanwhile, T'Challa turns the jungle to his advantage. Don't miss the conclusion of Benjamin Percy's latest Predator epic and the next step in the Predator's plans for Earth. I know, Spear Closet. I know it's been broken for a while. I'll get to it, I swear. This is facsimile edition. Yeah, this is the one where they use the pose cover for it. We also have the facsimile for Secret Wars number 11. Web of Spider-Man facsimile as well. Hold on, my phone is just blowing up tonight. There we go. Spider-Man, Homeroom Heroes. Look at Spot out there doing all kinds of things. Number 2, Luca Blengino on Steve Fox. And then we have Lelio Bonacorso on art. Marvel's comic for kids continues. Well, I would hope that more than one would be for kids. First, it's lights, camera, action as Peter steps up to help MJ and her classmates with a school video starring none other than Spider-Man. Added an uninvited cameo from the Spot, who crashes their set, and Spidey will be lucky to survive the school project. Then join the young webhead for a trip to the museum, where Spidey must team up with the Scarlet Witch in order to take down the meddlesome Mysterio. Featuring 2 10-page short stories, this new series is the perfect introduction to the Marvel Universe and the wall-crawling world of Spider-Man. Miles Morales Spider-Man. This one spider, the perspective on it is so much more foregrounded. It's stressing me out. It's going to leap off. Number 26, Cody Ziegler writing, and then with Federico Vicentini on art. All new, all different Spider-Man suit? Spider-Man just got a major upgrade. The new costume might save his life or send him even deeper into an unending vampiric bloodlust. It's a gamble Black Panther reluctantly makes if it means stopping Miles' infection and preventing a rampaging spider-powered vampire from feeding on half of New York City. Only they didn't count on the Vulture getting a few upgrades of his own as well. Spider-Man 2 Rain or Rain Rain 2. Number 5 of 5. Carrie Andrews writing and on art. And then there's a Virgin variant cover also by him. And then we have another one, but that's a lot of stuff. The finale of the most audacious and shocking miniseries in Spider-Man history. You don't hear the word audacious a lot. Is it shocking? Have you been shocked? Is it the most shocking? Spider-Gwen, Ghost Spider. Number 7, Stephanie Phillips writing, and then with Vaughn Randall on art. Deadly Attraction. Gwen has a new archenemy to add to her list. The all-new Black Tarantula. He's got his web strung through all manner of crime in New York City, and it would be much easier to take him down if it were not for the undeniable spark between. I don't know why that's making me laugh so much. And that sounds like it could actually be fun if they execute it well. Oh no, Comic Book Muscle is saying no. Spider-Man Rain issue 2 really made me not like comics. Oh no. And then it follows up with, and I love comics. Chasm, The Curse of Cain. Number 404, Steve Fox writing and Andrea Brocardo on art. Riley versus Kane, a fight neither of them wanted, but thanks to Droog, it is happening. Neither one comes out of this unscathed. I like that. They just have to do it. It's happening. Spider Society. 404. Alex Segura writing and Scott Godlewski on art. So a lot of these are ending. So next month's solicits are probably going to have a whole bunch of new things. The Spider Society was defeated on their very first mission, and barely any of them escaped with their lives. Can what is left of the society come together and save the multiverse? The Spectacular Spider-Men. Number 9. Greg Weisman writing and Emilio Liso on art. I need to text. There we go. The fallout from the epic fight arc means a new beginning for Peter, Miles, and the cast at the Coffee Bean. All their lives have changed, but some have changed more. Something else is brewing in the background that will certainly cause certain spiders certain problems in the certain future. There were lots of the certain future? That doesn't roll off the tongue like the near future. It doesn't convey the same meaning. Spider-Man, Black Suit and Blood. Ooh, I like the shading on this one. It's really nice. 4 of 4. David Michelini, Hayden Sherman, G. Willow Wilson. And then we have Hayden Sherman and more on art. No quips, just swips. Well, if there's no quips, is it Spider-Man? Celebrate the 40th anniversary of Spider-Man's black costume. Black, white, and blood style. And then we have people writing, returning to utterly upend the web slinger's world. G. Willow Wilson teams Spidey up with the Black Cat for a heist that will challenge everything Peters believe in. Peters believe in. Well, I mean, there are so many multiverses. That's probably a fair statement at this point. And rising star Hayden Sherman's nail-biting tale sends Peter Parker on a dark, twisted journey when a foe out of his past returns, hungry for vengeance, and to force Spider-Man to confront old sins. Kid Venom. Does this one feels like you could touch it? The way the ribbing they've done, it makes the venom looks like it has a jerky texture, like a meat jerky, and if you touched it, it would be really unpleasant. It's giving me like a visceral reaction. Is anybody else having that? All right, Kid Venom doing things. I like this one a lot. Kid Venom, Number 3, Taigami, writing, art, all of it. Open the portal. Kid Venom must return the mysterious child to their universe, but who stands in his way? Kid Venom's world is about to be ripped wide open. Spider Boy and Spider Girl. Spider Boy, number 13, Dan Slott writing and Paco Medina on art. The secret origin of Spider Girl. Is she friend or foe? It's not looking good for Spider Boy. This will be a fatal issue, especially once you learn about the Golden Fang and why it may mean the death of Spider Boy and Daredevil. Avengers Assemble. Oh, she's tying her shoes. Why was I so mesmerized by that? Avengers Assemble, number 3 of 5. Steve Orlando writing and Marcelo Ferreira on art. She-Hulk, Wonder Man, Lightning, and Lightspeed deploy to rescue vampires? When a new iteration of the Night Stalkers attacks a community of civilian vampires formed in New York City after the events of Blood Hunt, the Avengers must align to protect those who they once sought to defeat. The Avengers. Oh, I like this one where they're filling up the A. Avengers number 20, Jed McKay writing and Fareed Karami on art. Black Panther War Journal, Free the Prisoners. Black Panther stars in this issue. Black Panther stars in this issue as he journeys into the pocket dimension of Meridian Diadem. While the Avengers deal with Doctor Doom on the outside, T'Challa must rescue the prisoners trapped within the living prison. There's just something amusing about Black Panther War Journal followed by Black Panther stars in this issue. I mean, maybe if they just had his journal, but one would assume, based on that first sentence, that he stars in it. Marvel Zombies, Dawn of Decay. This one guy just licking the glass there, getting way into the zombie action. Number 3 of 4, Thomas Krajewski writing, Jason Muir on art. Fear is taking root. Deep beneath the streets of New York City, lured by the cries of a child, Groot and Hulk are forced to take a detour and venture into the dank subway tunnels. Unfortunately, the underground is teeming with the newly transformed, and though their appetites are large, Giant Man's is enormous. Phases of the Moon Knight. I almost did not see in the foreground here. I was so drawn to the background. This is 4 of 4. Everything is ending this month. Fabian Nicieza and Tom Waltz writing. Ken Lashley and Moises Hidalgo on art. The final phase. Through this entire series, you've seen multitudes of Moon Knights exact Khonsu's vision of justice across the ages. In this final issue, behold the Moon God himself playing a part in one of the phases of the Moon Knight for the very first time. But what part is there for a mighty and mysterious God of the Moon? And could it perhaps set the stage for the future of the Marvel Universe? Spirits of Vengeance. Lots of skulls. Skulls on fire. Always cool. Number 3, Sabir Pruzada writing, and then we have Devmalia Pramanik on art. Fire and Water. Johnny Blaze has done and seen a lot of things in the Marvel Universe, but there's one place he's never been. Atlantis? Someone fact check that. Is that true? And if you thought we didn't know about if you thought we didn't know about all of the sea creatures in the deep, just wait until you learn about the existence of the Atlantean occult. And if you thought we didn't know about, shouldn't it be? And if you thought I don't know. Occult Atlantis. Has he never been there? Deadpool team up. Number 4 of 5, Rob Liefeld writing and on art. Major X returns as a major pain for Deadpool. It had to happen. The team up of Deadpool and Major X. But as these, I'm not going to be demonetized tonight, take care of business, just which side is Major X on? Rob Liefeld's penultimate Deadpool issue is a can't miss tour de force that no collection can afford to be without. Oh, so you're right there. They're like, speculators, buy this. Buy this Rob Liefeld comic. He said that he was done with Marvel after this. Deadpool. And there's Taskmaster. Count one that says 0 feet cover. Listen, it's, it makes sense to put them in the water. Like a corset? Would make it hard to breathe. Deadpool number 8. Codely Ziegler and Alexis Quasarano on writing and Rohe Antonio on art. It ain't easy being Deadpool. Ellie Camacho mini merc with a mouth, regenerating teen degenerate. It's no laughing matter wading into Wade's wide world. But Ellie and her half sister symbiote wolf princess are going to kick butt and take names. Now the original pool is out of the picture, and no one's going to stand in the way of their revenge. But if Ellie can't track down an old friend of Deadpool's, Ellie's career just might end before it even begins. Captain America. Captain America, number 15, J. Michael Straczynski, and then we have Jesus Saez on art. The New Warriors 3, Part 2. James Straczynski revisits Thor and Spider-Man. When Captain America, Spidey, and Thor find themselves in Broxton, Oklahoma, the trio will have to work together to find what's drawn them to the ruined town and site of Thor's greatest shame. But what they find may prove too horrifying for even the greatest of heroes to overcome. The Immortal Thor. Hi, Enchantress. Immortal Thor number 17. Al Ewing writing, and then we have Jan Bazaldua on art. The gods of Midgard rise. Four new gods walk the earth. It sounds like the start of a joke for a minute. Called by Thor's foes to be his death. A man of fire, a man of stone, a beast of wrath, and a trickster serpent. All had reason to hate the thunder god, and working together they had the power to end an all-father's reign. This is the story of the immortal Thor and what broke him at last. This is Scarlet Witch. Witchy covers. This is the standard, like, hardcore girl pose, but I'm liking how it looks on this cover. Scarlet Witch number 6. Steve Orlando writing, Lorenzo Tomeda on art. Introducing Amaranth. Introducing Amaranth, the Scarlet Witch takes on a mysterious new pupil at Agatha Harkness's request. But where did the young sorceress known as Amaranth come from? And what could have spooked Agatha into giving up the chance to mentor her? Well, all of you can make your Amaranth jokes. I'll leave that to you. Daredevil. Ooh. Kingpin looks sickening on this cover. Daredevil number 15, Saladin Ahmed writing, and Luigi Zagaria on art. I'm still just Amaranth. Oh. You have to know at this point what people will think of when you name drop Amaranth. She's so well known. Wrath of the Devil. For months, Matt Murdock and those closest to him have been plagued by demonic entities bound to Matt's soul. Now, one of those demons has bound itself to one of the people Matt cares about most. Spoiler, they're not on the cover. The sass is back. The sass is back. Well, it's what I think of. Maybe other people think of other things. We all have different reference points, but I just live online. So, Blood Hunters. Number 4 of 5, Erica Schultz writing, Robert Gill on art. The super vamps of the Blood Coven have Dagger in their clutches, and her teammates in the Blood Hunters will risk it all to get her back. How far will Elsa Bloodstone, White Widow, and Hallows Eve be forced to go in order to rescue Dagger? And with the Blood Coven's endgame in place, who will survive the experience? There's a lot of threats of people not surviving things happening this month. So many solicits have been like, and they're going to die. Conquest 2099. Scroll. Conquest 2099, 3 of 5. Steve Orlando writing, Ibrahim Robertson and Jose Luis on art. The Dark Hawk must feed. To stop Dracula, Spider-Man must blast into hyperspace with the help of Nova and the Red Hulk of 2099, as Earth becomes Spider-Side 2099's next target for conquest. As Dark Hawk is unleashed upon a system's sun, can Star-Lord save the billions of lives hanging in the balance? Featuring the first appearance of White Widow 2099. Ahsoka. Oh, we're at the Star Wars comics. That means we're coming to the end. Hi, Anakin. Lots of Ahsoka covers. Ahsoka, number 5. Rodney Barnes writing, Stephen Cummings on art. Shadow Warrior. Ahsoka confronts her past with Anakin Skywalker, while Hera and her allies undertake a rescue mission. Short, succinct, to the point. Star Wars The Battle of Jakku, Insurgency Rising. This is number 4. Alex Segura writing, Jethro Morales and Leonard Kirk on art. Luke versus a new Inquisitor. The Imperial survivors consolidate behind the defiant Imperial, putting the just-formed New Republic at risk. Kes Dameron and his team try for a daring escape, but meet an unexpected hurdle. The Galactic Civil War takes a startling twist, and bad omens arise for the future of the New Republic. All right, then we have the Battle of Jakku, Republic under siege. Here we go. Oh, it couldn't. I scrolled too fast. It wasn't ready. It wasn't ready. It wanted us to look at Luke for a bit more. Luke's got a strong chin and jawline on this one. This is Republic Under Siege number 1. Alex Segura also writing this one. Then we have Stefano Raffaele and Jethro Morales on art. Luke Skywalker and a new friend find themselves cornered. Can 2 Imperial powerhouses find common ground against the nascent New Republic? Where are Han and Chewbacca? That just sounds like a random question that you could ask on any of these. The heroes find themselves saved in the nick of time by a fan favorite guest star and ally. All right. More Republic Under Siege. Is this 2? Yes, this is 2. This time we have Alex Segura and just Stefano Raffaele. Luke Skywalker must battle his way through a gang of Force-focused zealots. I got distracted by, I guess it's Dr. Aphra was the surprise guest star. A faction of Imperial survivors plot to return the Empire to its past glory and hint at a huge struggle to come. Can Luke survive against the giant swamp rats? As the defiant Imperial consolidates his power and allegiances, he discovers a traitor. We have Star Wars Ewoks. It's getting serious for the Ewoks. Yep. No, you belong up in a different section, the Star Wars Republic Under Siege cover. You've migrated. This is Star Wars Ewoks 2, Steve Orlando writing, and Alvaro Lopez and Laura Braga on art. The battle on Endor continues. Bounty hunters Forlom and Zuckuss invade Bright Tree Village. Will Wicket and Ewok warrior Midro be able to defend the village? And who is the Red Ghost? And then I see we are at collections. Uncle Scrooge and the Infinity Dime collection. Alex Ross cover. So we have the collections, and normally I would stay and go through them, but I'm hearing a stirring. I think that my son has awakened. He is teething, and so that is a very grumpy time for him. And so I think he needs a hug. So I want to thank all of you for hanging out with me. I'm going to do a quick wrap up so I can dip off and live that mom life, leave to live mom life. So thank you so much. I will have stuff coming up soon, more videos. Enjoy the rest of your day, night, evening, all of that good stuff. Thank you so much for hanging out. And I will see all of you again soon. Okay, bye-bye.